Hey, and welcome back once again. And you're going to notice I have the same shirt on from the last video if you watched the other one. um, so this is basically a buying and selling tips video. And I know what you're thinking, what's it going to be about this time? I talked about books last time. If you didn't see that one, check that one out. I think it was very informative. So this one's going to be about DVDs, movies in general. So this is going to be tips and about that. Current media today, today what's selling good, what's not selling good, what things you should avoid. Those are the topics we're going to talk about today. So buying and selling media is really a great thing because this is where you're going to make a lot of money. Now the thing is, you have to make sure that it's more of a stable market. Books, DVDs, movies in general, they're a stable market to where there's always going to be somebody out there wanting to buy a certain movie. Even the formats are not dead. They call them dead formats. It's because they don't sell them in retail markets anymore. They may sell them in, Goodwill might still have VHS and cassettes, but they're not sold in a retail setting. Like a Walmart doesn't carry cassettes or VHS anymore. And probably here in probably about 5 to 10 years, DVDs probably won't even be a format you can buy in stores anymore. I would almost assume that probably 5 to 10 or maybe longer years ahead, they're probably just going to be cards that you're going to buy in the store and that you'll enter a code online and buy it like that, or you can just go online and buy it. But I would assume there's going to be something, a hardback that you can buy. And I think that would be the kind of thing that the digital people need to go towards. But that's a whole other topic. But yeah, this is where it's going. I mean, we all know it's going to digital, and but for us buyer and sellers, that doesn't help us at all. If those hardback whatever things end up becoming sellable, then there you go, and that's probably what they'll do. Because it basically says that you own a movie digitally, and that'd be the way that they'll have to sell it. So with that, what should you buy? You should buy DVDs. You should buy Blu-rays. The other ones are a lucky man's guess. Should you buy VHS? Should you buy beta tapes? Should you buy rolls of film? Probably. You should probably buy rolls of film if you find them. It doesn't matter what they are. I would probably buy them anyway. And put them on eBay. Because you probably make a lot of money on rolls of film. But yeah, I definitely think that movies are definitely something where you could bulk your inventory up. And even though they may not be worth a lot of money, hold on to them, put them on Amazon, and you can make money from there, in the long run, Things you want to stay away from, and I talked about this on the other videos, so if you want to hear more in depth about me talking about that, is just keep thinking about the Dollar Tree thing, about what's being sold in those stores. I wouldn't necessarily worry about stores like Dollar General or things like that sell those DVDs, because they do sell those DVDs, but yeah, they're kind of overpriced though, so I wouldn't worry about that. But I would worry about the Dollar Tree thing, because they're selling them for $1. How are you going to beat that? I mean, really, if they're still being sold in the stores, like I said, if you can get it for a cheap price, I would just get it, hold on to it, put it on your shelf at home, and put it on Amazon, and maybe charge a little bit higher, charge about $2 or something for it, and let it sit. I mean, eventually that probably the movie that is going to be hard to find, that book is going to be hard to find, and you'll have a copy. So yeah, that's all I can think of. I mean, it's going to be mass produced if it's at the store, but whatever. And the second thing would be, definitely DVDs. I'm still kind of leery to buy DVDs because you don't know what's their rarity. And like I said on the other video, this is going by not having a barcode scanner. This is something that you just go in and you're doing it basically by what you have in your brain. Is this worth for me to buy without having a barcode scanner? Because mostly all DVDs are going to have a barcode. There's some, maybe some things about it. I don't know if BMG still exists, but BMG existed. They had CDs that didn't have a barcode on it, and I'm guessing probably the DVDs probably didn't have them either. Because I actually learned this a while, like a week ago, is that somebody told me that those were like actually made by BMG Company or Columbia House. Like they had the permission to reproduce these and sell them. So that's kind of weird. Anyway, I could be wrong, but that's what somebody told me. So yeah, you gotta watch out with those. So if you've ever come across CDs with the BMG logo, there you go. I will talk about music probably in the next video. So DVDs, you want to try and you watch your price on them. Like if somebody's charging, like I said in the other video, I mentioned DVDs, and I'm going to bring it up again. If you go, I went into the Bargain Town and show people, and they had this DVDs in there, and some dude was selling them for like $4, $7. Some were even $9 and $5. It was like, this is a used DVD. I am not going to pay that much. Like, unless I know, like, it's a super rare DVD, which, even the super rare DVD, like, you're not going to get much profit if you're buying them at $7. You know, I mean, that's just craziness. He is not going to sell those DVDs. You know, he needs to at least drop them down to 2 or 3 before he's even going to start making anything at all off those DVDs. And if somebody is buying off of them, they're stupid. And you just are, you're completely retarded. Anyway. But yeah. I saw that, and I just basically just kept on walking. As soon as I saw one price tag on them, and I checked, and I went back through it, I'm like, well, maybe it's just one or two. I'm like, no, they were all like way overpriced. It was ridiculous. And there's no place. This is one of those stores you walk in, and people just drop their stuff off, put them in different areas, and then one person controls the whole entire area. So it's not like they're sitting there. I mean, they can sit there, I think, but yeah, they don't sit there at all. So it's pretty crazy. It's DVDs are pretty hard. I would actually just, like I said, just buy low. I keep saying buy sell like I did in the other video. Buy low, just like books. Buy DVDs kind of low. Get them for the cheapest price you can. $1, $2 is probably a good price you're gonna get per DVD. If you can get them for $1, I mean that's great. $2. Like I said, it's kind of a gamble, and you know every once in a while you're probably gonna get a good DVD. Just make sure they're in good condition as well, because like I said, the condition of DVDs definitely shoot the value down and up drastically. And you have to make sure to list them correctly on Amazon, because you know you don't want to get bad feedback. Blu-rays, on the other hand, they're pretty hard to damage. So if I see a Blu-ray for cheap, I'm probably going to pick it up. I would look at it and see what the condition is, because you know you can scratch a Blu-ray. I mean, I would look at it. You know, ask to look at it before you buy it, you know, if it's used, and, you know, but I mean, for the most part, you know, you can get good deals. Now, I talked about, briefly, Goodwill last time on the books, and it's kind of a downside to get your books there, because they're way overpriced. DVDs and movies, on the other hand, at Goodwill, you could actually make some money, because, sorry. The DVDs may be a little too high, but Blu-rays, you probably could make some money off of the Blu-rays, and the VHS, because they price their VHS like garbage, like get rid of it. And you can find some like brand new DVDs or some like cartoon titles that probably are like older cartoons that you'd probably be surprised that people would probably pick up and pay, you know, about $3 or $4 a piece probably for. I didn't try it, but I mean, I remember seeing, I know I went to the Goodwill here in town, and I seen some stuff, and I'm like, man, if I had the money, I would pick up this stuff, because I know, like, some of this VHS would, you know, probably be pretty sought after. There's some cartoons. I know there's one with, like, I don't know, it's like a Western, but the cartoon characters are like cows. I can't remember what the cartoon was, but I mean, that's pretty old. I remember that cartoon being on. And it was when I was watching, you know, cartoons, but I just wasn't into that show. But you know, I remember that cartoon being around. So those kind of cartoons right there, you know, we're talking about like the Disney sing-alongs and things like that. You know, those are the things I think people, they look for. They look for those things because they're hard to find now. They haven't. I don't think they've released those on a DVD, even DVD yet. So Blu-ray definitely not. So there's still some things but they hadn't even got the DVD yet, and they're still on VHS, like languishing, and nobody's transferred them over yet into a media format. So newer media format, I guess to say. So yeah, there's a lot of money to be made. Now skipping over, like I said, Blu-rays, you just want to make sure that just check the condition. If it doesn't look like they were, you know, they don't get scratched very easy. So if they're in good shape, just buy them. I would make a deal, you know. I mean, I wouldn't buy a Blu-ray for. I mean, I wouldn't buy it for over $5 if it's used. I wouldn't, because you probably could find it in a retail setting for higher than $5 later on, and that's for just buying it for yourself or whatever, you know. I would never buy a used Blu-ray higher than $5 unless it's like a collection or something like that. Yeah, I wouldn't never. VHS. Let's talk about VHS for a little bit. DVDs and Blu-rays, they're new news, and it's like, you know, take your chances, watch your condition. That's basically all you can do. VHS, you know, like I said, you know, if it's cartoons or things like that, I would pick it up. I would definitely load up those son of a guns. Now, you want to watch your cheap cartoons, your generic cartoons. If it just says Casper on it, you know, you want to get them with, also, you want to get them with the sleeve. You don't want to get them just the VHS tape, because that's just, you're asking for trouble. You're going to have a hard time getting rid of them. If you come across them at a yard sale, you know, hey, haggle them down to like 10 cents. Because it'd be like telling them like it doesn't have the sleeve on it, you know, but I really want it, blah, blah. You know, talk them down to it and say you really want it, but you don't really want to pay. You know, probably they'll charge like a quarter or something like that. It's like, will you take a dime for us if it doesn't have the sleeve, you know, or something like that. And they'll probably say yeah. And you know, if you buy a bunch of them, especially if they have like about 10, and say, you know, I'll give you, you know, $1.25 or, you know, $1.50 for all of them, and you know, they'll probably make you a deal if they wanted a quarter for all of them and they got 10. You know, that's, you know, that's $2.50, but if you offer, you know, $1 less, they'll probably take it. So, you know, make a deal if they don't have their sleeves, and you can probably sell them on eBay and just pack them really well in a box and just send them that way. But if you're going to do that, and you have cases, if you come across cases, you know, I would definitely pick them up for VHS. So if you come across these kind of situations where you had that, you possibly could put them on eBay if you could figure out which, you know, VHS tape they are, and they are available on, not eBay, Amazon doesn't make it to list, because some of them are. You can find the barcode for them online, or find what you're looking for on Amazon. You can put on there and say, you know, just the VHS tape, no artwork, such like that. But like I said, I wouldn't pay a lot for them if they don't have their sleeve. Now, if they do have their sleeve, like I said, you want to stick to, I would probably stick to like either cartoon movies. Make sure it's nothing recent, like super recent, or I wouldn't even buy it. Like there is some like Blair Witch, I'm like, I wouldn't pick that up. You know, like Jerry Maguire, yeah, stuff like that. Like even anything in like the 90s, I probably wouldn't pick up. Okay, let me take that back. From like 95 and on, because I think they've already like sent those to the media, and they're probably all over on DVD, and people aren't going to want that. Like some of the movies from like the early 90s and before, you know, if you find those in VHS, they may be worth, you know, nothing like, don't buy any like major blockbusters on VHS, because I don't think the people are going to buy them. Like what you want to mainly look for is the VHSs that are like for the cartoon series, like collection things, or like movies maybe you never heard of on VHS. Pick those up, you know. I don't know how the Christian videos do. Usually I don't have a very good time with those, and they end up going on eBay, and they end up getting sold for like $1 or something like that, and I don't make anything from them really. Because the shipping is a little bit higher, because they are a little bit heavier, VHS are, so it's like I said, it's kind of an iffy thing to get into VHS. But if you have, you know, space, if you have somewhere to stash your goods, then, you know, it probably will be worth it to get into VHS. Beta tapes haven't really gotten to beta tapes, so if you come across some, I would probably buy some. Same with any other media formats you may find that's, you know, not, you know, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. If you find them, you know, just, you know, check to see the condition they're in, and if they seem to be in a good condition, possibly pick them up. You know, like if you find I don't know why you would find a thing of film, but if you did, you know, I would probably pick it up if it looks like it's in decent shape. And I mean, if anything's cheap, I would take a run at it. You know, beta tape, I would definitely probably pick it up if it's in good shape. But there's a bunch of different formats. Video now for kids. Ooh, wow. That's probably be an eBay thing. I would probably pick them up because somebody would probably get them off you on eBay. But get them for a cheap price. Like I wouldn't buy them for that much because probably what you're going to buy them and you're probably going to sell them for probably double that. So you got to watch like what you pay for them. The players, same way. I don't really buy players per se. I just buy the movies and things like that. Like I would never buy like a DVD player or a whatever and then resell it because that's just it seems like a big hassle. Even VCRs, like I don't even have one right now, which is really sad because I do have some VHS tapes that I would love to watch. So yeah, but yeah, that's basically my tips. I don't really know anything else to tell you. I would say this though, concert DVDs and things like that, those are probably collectible too. The only things you want to watch with that is like the big pop stars, but even then, you still want to maybe possibly pick those up and put them on your Amazon account, and probably those are probably the place to put your concert DVDs because you're gonna make the most money off of there. You can check eBay for that item. I know I talked about on the other one, don't go by eBay listings because it's so randomized and you really don't get a sense of like, oh, what are they actually going for? Because you'll get one that like, oh, this sold for $5, but this sold for $1.75. I'll probably list it for $5. That doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I go by Amazon for the most part because it seems like they're pretty fluid in their prices. So whatever they're selling for currently, that's pretty much probably the basic value of the item. It seems to me. So that's what I go by. So the concert DVD is probably, if it's pretty high, maybe put it on Amazon and see what you can get for it. But the only thing is, that's the only thing like maybe I would do is if something is listing really, really low on Amazon and you happen to end up getting 20 books that, you just need room. You need to clear your inventory or you have, 20 DVDs and they're not moving, they're not budging. DVDs I probably would leave alone though because they're small, they're compact, you can shove them somewhere and they'll be fine. But like if you happen to buy 20 cassette tapes or you got a deal to run on sale, they're not moving from anywhere. You tried to sell them separately and it's just not working. Sell them a lot, get rid of them. Count your losses, get rid of them. Sell them for a quarter a piece, put them on eBay basically. Quarter a piece, like you don't put them separately on there for a quarter piece. That'd be stupid. Anyways. But yeah, that's the way you can do it. Another way, and I do want to point this out, I didn't point this out on the other video, but Listia.com is also a great way to get rid of your stuff. The next videos, I may do a quick video about Listia, telling people about how that process works and how it could really, really affect the way you do business, buying and selling. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for my music one coming up very, very soon. Thank you. This has been Brad Tragic, and keep on rocking. Sorry for the long videos as well. Wow, 18 minutes. All right, keep rocking.